Hey everyone, welcome to thelines.com. My name's Nicole, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about March Madness brackets. But before we dive into today's topic, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, give us a thumbs up, and ring the bell so you know every time we post a new video. My USC jersey is in the mail, so for now, we're going to be repping the Arizona State Sun Devils. Don't be mad at me, Trojans. I'm sorry that I ruined that loyalty for today's video, but let's talk about March Madness brackets. Selection Sunday is going to happen on March 13th, and after that, tens of millions of Americans are going to fill out a March Madness bracket, including myself. In fact, according to the American Gaming Association, 40 million Americans will fill out 70 million brackets and wager about $2 billion on March Madness brackets. These were the numbers in 2015, and they've stayed relatively stable throughout the last few years. And whether or not you're filling out a bracket with your friends and family or your colleagues in an office pool or trying for one of those paid online sports betting brackets, chances are you're going to think to yourself, or you're going to say, this year is my year. I'm going to break the curse and I am going to get the perfect bracket. But what are the odds of you actually doing that? Well, today, we're going to take a look at the math. And the NCAA has done a really good article on this and done a lot of the math for us, so let's take a look. We know that with Selection Sunday, we have 68 teams that are going to be selected to play in the March Madness tournament, but 8 of those teams are going to play in the first 4, which those games are not considered for a traditional bracket. So once we take a look at what traditional brackets look at, it is going to be 64 teams over 63 games. Now, if we take it all the way back to our high school math or middle school math class, then we know that all of the different options are going to be 2 to the 63rd power. Now, if we do that math, that is a 1 in 9.2 quintillion chance of getting a perfect bracket. Now, this isn't super realistic because that is just taking a look at a bracket blindly. You have an A and B chance, a 50-50 chance of picking the correct game, and you're using nothing but a coin flip, nothing but fate to pick the right team. So that's not a true representation, okay? So if we use a little bit of our knowledge and use a little bit of our research, our chances get a little bit better. So first and foremost, you might want to, take a look at that first seed versus 16 seed. We know that 99.999% of the time, that first seed is going to win that first matchup. So if you take that and pick the first seed in the first round, you're going to start with 4 correct guesses. And then if you, use your knowledge of the teams, of the games, of the tournament, of the players to help inform some of your decisions and use some of that basic basketball knowledge, you're going to improve your chances to about 1 in 120.2 billion. Seems easy, right? I mean, your chances of winning Powerball are about 1 in 292 million, and your chances of getting struck by lightning are 1 in 9 million. Actually, getting struck by lightning twice are 1 in 9 million. But I mean, never say never. Technically, you could still pick a perfect bracket. And if we just want to take a look at a visual representation of what this looks like, the NCAA has done a really good job of this for us. So here's our option if we only have 4 teams to choose from. These are all of the different permutations that we could have within our bracket. Seems very doable. Let's take a look if we double that to 8 teams. Remember, we're looking at 64 teams, but let's take a look at 8 teams here. A little bit more daunting of a visual representation of all of the different outcomes that could happen. So when we extrapolate this out to our 2 to the 63rd power, the likelihood of you guessing a perfect bracket are about the likelihood of you finding the dot, the red dot on the screen. So let's see if you can find it here. Hold on. I'll give you a few seconds. Found it? Nope. I didn't think so. I didn't either. And those are about your chances of filling out a perfect bracket. So while you brag to your friends and family, just keep that in mind. And as always, do as much research as you possibly can to improve your chances. But if you are holding out for a perfect bracket this year, I wouldn't hold your breath. That about wraps it up for today's video. I will see you next time.